All right, you guys, I'm going to be showing you how to complete this activity right here in Schoology, the one that says gridding, line drawing practice. So before we move on to our gridding and shading unit final, we're going to be practicing creating grids and just focusing on the line work, not getting into shading yet. So this is how you do this assignment right here. First thing you're going to need to do is find a reference image. We are looking for a line drawing, nothing with shading, nothing with values, right? So just a simple line drawing, lines only, no shading, no values. So I just simply typed in line drawing. If you're looking for something specifically, you could look that up. Like maybe I want to do a flower line drawing. So I'm gonna put flower in front of this. I'm gonna look for an image that I think is manageable. Try not to do something so simple like this. You wanna challenge yourself a little bit. So like this could be a good one for some people. I'm gonna try to challenge myself a little bit more. I'm gonna go with, let's see. Ooh, I'm gonna go with this image right here. I think this is challenging enough for me. I like this one. Okay. So I need to save this image first. So I've pulled it up here. I'm gonna double click. I'm gonna click save image as, and I'm gonna save it as flower line drawing. And I'm saving that to my desktop. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into Photopea, that's PHOTOPEA.com. I just typed that right in my search bar up here and it brought me to this. I'm going to click open from computer. It's gonna allow me to open up that flower line drawing that I just saved. So I'm selecting that and clicking open. Okay, now it's in there. Now I need to add a grid on top of this because I need to use the grid as my reference for where I'm gonna be drawing all these lines. So if you go back into Schoology, this resource right here, 9x12 clear grid, I'm gonna click on that, double click my grid. I'm going to save this image to my desktop. So same thing, I'm gonna save it as a grid. I've already done this, so I'm skipping that step right now. I'm gonna go back to Photopea. I'm gonna click File. I'm gonna click Open and Place. This is gonna allow me to open my photo and place the grid on top of it. Selecting my grid, clicking Open. You'll see that my grid is now on top of my flower here. If for some reason it's not, you might need to change your grid to be the top layer, not the bottom layer. So right now mine is the bottom layer, but I can still see it because my flower image is transparent. But I'm gonna go ahead and make my grid the top layer so that I can see it, okay? Now I'm going to just kind of adjust this grid so that all of the picture is inside of the grid. There we go. And once that's all in there, I'm gonna go ahead and click this little check mark to save it. Right, and then I actually wanna save this photo so that I can print it and use it as a reference. So I'm gonna go back to File, I'm gonna click Export As. Don't click these other ones, click Export As. I'm gonna export this as a PDF. And over here, I'm gonna name it Flower with Grid, and I'm saving it as a PDF, okay? So now that is saved, I can print this to the high school art lab, and then I'm gonna get a piece of paper and practice actually making my grid this time, and then drawing what I see in each box to get an accurate recreation of this photo.